I wasn't even planning on filming this video.
Vehicle fire. Vehicle fire. I-94 northbound milepost 14. I-94 northbound milepost 14.
But when I opened the hood, there was fire in the engine compartment. A month went by, then another, a third, a fourth. This is no longer just a story about a car. It's a story about how the system works. Honestly, after the car caught fire, I thought everything would be okay. I mean, you buy a car from a dealer, there's a warranty, everything's fine. And if something breaks, you expect them to just fix it. I messaged the dealer right away. No hesitation, no waiting, because this wasn't just some minor issue anymore. It was a total fire.
I need immediate assistance with the vehicle I purchased from you. While driving, the car caught fire under the hood. There was smoke and visible flames, and I had to pull over immediately. This is a serious safety hazard. I also reported a transmission issue the day after purchase, but it was not addressed. Please confirm the earliest time I can bring the vehicle in for inspection and repair. Thank you.
I wrote down everything exactly as it happened. I was driving, smoke started coming from under the hood, and then there was fire. I pulled over to the side of the road, and it was a life-threatening situation. And one more important point. I messaged them about the transmission problems the day after I bought the car, but no one responded to it at the time. I wrote them directly that I need help immediately, and that the car needs to be taken to the dealer as soon as possible. And that same day, we took the car to the dealer. And before that, I remember standing on the side of the road waiting for the police, and they took about 10 minutes to get there, as far as I can remember. By the time they arrived, the fire had already gone out. But the fact that there was a fire, it was actually really dangerous. I didn't know what to expect, whether the car would burn down completely or not. I just stepped away from the car about 20, 30, 40 meters.
And for me, that was the moment when it became clear this was serious. And the dealer's response that same day was very simple.
I can have service reach out to you tomorrow morning. They are already gone for the night.
After what they said, I was calm because I knew, well, they were closed. They aren't supposed to be working all day long. That tomorrow they will return and we'll discuss what happened. The next day, they said they'd need 2 days to inspect the car. I told them what I thought. In my opinion, the problem's in the front differential, because there was a hum, a slight vibration on the gas pedal, and an unpleasant smell. And they said they'd check everything out and give me a final decision. And another important point, I'd like to add that I don't intend to expose anyone, offend anyone, or give out addresses and names. We're all human. We can make mistakes. All I want is to find the truth and understand who's at fault in this situation. And who was in the wrong.
December 5th, I sent a long message to the service manager. Not just something is wrong, I actually explained everything in detail.
I notified your team within the first few days after purchase, which constitutes official notice. From the first week, the vehicle had multiple defects, including transmission and electrical issues, and most importantly, a failure that led to smoke and a fire under the hood. This is a serious safety hazard. I expect a full repair at your expense or a buyback of the vehicle. Please advise on how you intend to resolve this.
I described all the problems that occurred there. First is the transmission, jolts when you come to a stop. Second is the electrical, the outlets aren't working. Third is the windows, they don't go down or up. Well, they go down and up, but not always. And the most important thing is the fire itself. I explicitly wrote that a fire in the engine compartment is not normal, and that sort of thing shouldn't happen in any car.
I also stated that I have already had to call a tow truck twice, spent over $500, and lost multiple workdays. I also requested that all further communication be conducted via email so that everything is properly documented. My expectation is straightforward. Either the vehicle is fully repaired, or we proceed with discussing a return buyback option. December 9th, I received a response.
And honestly, at that point, everything seemed fine. They wrote that the issue was with the front differential, and that because of the fire, the battery, cables, and something else were damaged. I don't remember. And they're also working on covering the repairs.
We have inspected your vehicle and identified a failure with the front differential. This issue has affected other components, including the drive belts, battery, and alternator cable, preventing us from completing a full inspection at this time. The necessary parts have been ordered and are expected within 2 days. We are also reviewing coverage for the damaged components.
And at that moment, I thought, okay, everything's under control. They understand what the problem is, they found it, and they'll fix it. And I'm telling them that I've already canceled my vacation, which was planned for December 25th, where I was supposed to go on a trip through Texas and Florida. And now I'm forced to stay at home because I simply don't have a car. I have nothing to drive. They're saying that they sent over more information and are waiting for a response. As always. And here's an important point. I specifically didn't message them every day. I wanted to give them a chance to figure it out so they could work in peace and get their job done. I didn't call them every day, didn't write every day, didn't check on them every day. And unfortunately, a month went by, then 2, then 3 months. Nothing is happening. The car is still not working. Nothing's changing. The car's just sitting there. There are no results, no deadlines, nothing at all. And I'm sitting here thinking, what's even going on? And at that moment, I started to suspect that something was wrong. And I was right. And right at that moment, after 3 months of waiting, I realized that things couldn't go on like this. So on February 20th, I sat down and wrote to them once again.
My vehicle has been in your service department for 3 months, and this delay has become unacceptable. Please provide a clear update on what has been completed, what still needs to be done, the remaining cost, the estimated completion date. I need this information as soon as possible, as I can no longer continue waiting without updates. Thank you. Best regards.
To be honest, from that point on, I thought things were starting to look up. That they'd message me about what they'd finished, what was left to do, and how long it would take. Especially after waiting for 3 months, I filed a claim with my insurance, and they reimbursed me $1,000. Plus, there was a $1,000 deductible. And they explained that price by saying the car is under warranty, so a major part of the repair costs are covered. But on the 23rd, I got a response that changes everything.
Sir, I apologize for the continued wait. The service manager that you were dealing with is no longer with our organization, as well as the technician that originally worked on the truck is gone as well. Now, while those are not your issues, I am trying to get the vehicle re-evaluated so that nothing is missed, and I can give you a 100% confident answer on your vehicle. So I will ask for your continued patience, as it may take me another day or so.
And at that moment, I really started to realize that the situation was getting out of control. There's no manager and no technician. There is new management, and after 3 months of waiting, everything is starting over from scratch. And on February 26th, I received a message, and that's when things got completely absurd.
Good morning. After diagnosing your vehicle, we found no issues with the transmission. The problem is with the front differential. Estimated repair costs, fire-related damage, alternator belt, wiring, 3C58.16, front differential rebuild, $4,700 plus tax. Please let us know how you would like to proceed.
I'm looking at this message and I just don't get it. The car just caught on fire. There were problems right from the very start. The previous manager approved the repairs, and now these new people come in and tell me that I have to pay. Unbelievable.
I replied, "Thank you for the diagnostic information. Before approving any repairs, I need clarification. I'm not comfortable covering these repairs at my expense. I would like to discuss responsibility and possible solutions, including repair coverage or a buyback option. Please advise how you would like to proceed." At this point, I wasn't just waiting anymore. I was starting to stand my ground. But then, it got even stranger. They replied,
There were no codes in the system for transmission issues. No problem found. We test drove the vehicle and found no issues with shifting.
but then, a little later,
Good morning. We will need to put the front axle back together so it can be roadworthy. The front axle and differential will still need to be replaced.
I'm starting to feel these emotions coming up. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how can you test drive a car that isn't even ready yet? And at that moment, I realized that there was no point in just sitting around and waiting anymore. Started taking action.
and that's when I decided to take action. I filed complaints with the Office of the Illinois Attorney General and the Illinois Secretary of State Police. And honestly, at that point, I already understood if I didn't do something, this would just continue like nothing happened.
My goal is simple. Either the car gets repaired and returned to me, or this conflict is resolved through a third party. I'm not blaming anyone, but I am waiting for an answer. Today is March 26th. It's been 4 months since my car's been at the dealer, and it's still not ready. And to be honest, I still don't know how this is all gonna end. I'll show you how this conflict ended. Who was right and who was wrong? Did I have to pay or did the dealer have to pay? What happens to the car after 4 months at the dealer? And the ending will surprise you.